Hi, this is Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center in Savannah, Georgia. So I have another lesson or parable that I want to share with you that helped me out a lot in many different ways and still continues to, and I think it could do some pretty good things for helping you as well. So the parable goes like this. There was this young man who was starting to get his own start in life, and he wanted a job. And one thing this guy was particularly good at is he was good at chopping down trees. He had always dreamed of being a lumberjack, and that's what he wanted to do. So he had his favorite axe, and one day he decides that he's ready, and he shows up at a yard where they are chopping down trees and they're clearing a forest, and he finds the foreman and he says, I need a job. I want a job, and I want to prove to you that I can be the hardest worker that you've ever had. And the foreman says, thanks, kid, but we're not hiring right now. And the he's persistent. He's not letting go. So he says, just give me a chance. I promise you that I'm going to be able to work circles around everybody else you've got. I will be the most productive person you've got. I'll be the best lumberjack you've ever seen. Just give me a chance. So the foreman says, okay, kid, I'll give you a chance. Show up tomorrow morning, right at 6 o'clock. We're going to start off with just having a little bit of coffee, and then the whistle blows at 6:30 and we'll get right to it. So the kid's not there at 6 o'clock, he's there at 5:30, and he's just ready to go. And when other people start showing up, he kind of gets a feel for where he might be able to start, and he starts early. While everybody else is just sitting around having coffee, smoking and joking, he's out there already starting to chop. And he's chopping like a fiend, just going to town, crazy, crazy, crazy. And he just keeps going wide open, showing all these old people who are not nearly as young and as strong as him that he's going to be better than they all are. And he notices that they stop and they take some breaks, but he's like, I don't need a break. I can keep right on going. So he keeps just chopping and chopping and chopping. Finally, around noon, whistle blows, and the foreman says, lunch. And he says, you know what? I've got a sandwich here in my pocket. I'm just going to eat that real quick, and then I'm going to get right back to it. And everybody else is taking a break, and they're again having some coffee and doing some more smoking and joking, but he's just out there just chopping and chopping and chopping. And all throughout the afternoon, just keeps up that pace. And he is determined that he is going to get this job. And finally, around 5 o'clock, the whistle blows, and just a little while after that, the foreman comes up to him, hands him a check and says, great effort, kid, but I'm sorry, I'm just not going to be able to use you. The kid says, what do you mean? I work circles around these guys. Didn't you see how much more work I did? He says, I know what to tell you. We keep track of how many trees everybody takes down. You didn't take down nearly as many trees as any of my other guys. The kid says, that's just not even possible. I was working so much harder. They're all stopping and taking breaks. I kept right on going. I was working 1,000,000 miles an hour, man. These guys are taking breaks like crazy. I didn't even stop for lunch. And the foreman looks at him and says, you didn't take any breaks? No, not one break. When did you sharpen your axe? So the point of the lesson is this, is that it's not always about working harder. Sometimes it's about working smarter. We need to take time to sharpen our axe. Time for breaks, times for rest, vacation, these are things that don't cost us time, they earn us time. They make it so that we can be more efficient and more productive all of the time. And that includes time that you put into taking care of your health and your well-being. The time that it would take you to go to the gym, that's not going to be time that takes you away from work. That's going to be time that earns you the ability to be more productive at work, to be able to get more done in less time. Now, because you can get more done in less time, that translates in you being able to have more time to spend with family and things like that. Don't think exercise would do anything to get rid of how much work you've got to get done. Promise you, it's not just muscles that get better and stronger with exercise. Your mind and your brain get stronger with exercise too. How many stories, how many articles have you seen about the thing that helped this old 90-something-year-old person to keep their wits sharp was the fact that they stayed active their whole lives. So when you just sit there in your cubicle and you're just clicking your brains out 1,000,000 miles an hour, realize that your mind is becoming less efficient. You're able to do less in more time than the person who's putting time into staying active, getting out of their cubicle, getting moving, going into the gym, doing some stress relieving activity, and doing things that take care of their health like chiropractic care. These are not things that are time expenditures, these are time investments. An expenditure costs you something and you lose that. An investment earns you something and makes you more than what you originally put into it. And you can get investments that have a good ROI on your time just as much as on your dollar. There isn't anything that is as big as a time expense as being home sick, unable to move and get out of bed because you've hurt yourself and because you're not recovering well. Those are the things that rob the most time and the most enjoyment from life from you. Put the time into taking care of your health and well-being. It's not going to cost you time. It's going to earn you and make you time. That's been a powerful lesson for me. And I've found that the more I do to keep investing in my health, the more and more I can get done instead of the less and less I get done. So I hope that changes something in your perspective there as well. Thanks so much for your attention. And if there's anything we can do to help you to get back on a path to health and well-being yourself, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd be happy to help you with that process. So again, Dr. Ranicki with Dr. Ranicki's Creating Wellness Center. Feel free to post any questions or comments below. Thank you.